This is a phone case with an integrated pop socket. Although it looks like a prototype, I put in a lot of hard work and effort to get to this point. The idea came to me for this product when I was in the shower and I wanted to place my phone on the shower wall. I remember that OtterBox cases are waterproof, and I thought about sticking a suction cup on the back of one to see what would happen. I realized that a suction cup would act much like a pop socket. So, after my shower, I ran straight to the Maker Hub to model what I thought would be the next big phone case. It looks something like this. After a lot of measuring and tweaking, I was able to design a phone case that would be both durable and form-fitting. I'm using my current phone case and a set of calipers to measure each of the distances away all of the points are on my phone and pop socket, and what I came up with is a set of really precise measurements might be a pain to recreate, but I guess we'll find out a little bit more as we get started in. After I made my model, I decided to 3D print a positive form of the phone case. There are quite a few reasons why I went with 3D printing here. To start, machining a mold like this would have been very difficult because the inside was hollow. Hollow parts tend to have less strength, which means that the clamping options are limited. A part like this also requires high precision, which could only be achieved on a CNC machine. There weren't a lot of hiccups when it came to 3D printing. Most of the part was self-supporting, and the 3D printer was able to achieve the kind of resolution and accuracy I needed. And I have my 3D print done. This is the positive mold of my phone case, and from here I could choose to go one of two directions. The first option is to take this form and pull vacuform plastic over the top, and then on the inside of this positive mold, that would get me kind of like a chocolate mold style of vacuform hard plastic. From there I'd pour silicone into there and wait for that to set up. And once it's set up, then I would have, in essence, a phone case with a silicone inner shell and a hard vacuform plastic outer shell. And that's what would be ideal, because that would give the most rigidity and impact resistance. The second option that I could take is to cast this mold in silicone. So this is still a positive mold. It sits in a bed of silicone. Silicone sets up. I cut open the silicone around the outside and have a phone case shaped cavity wherein I pour hard resin that would harden into basically this shape, but it would be a hard material. The drawback with that kind of case is it might be a little bit more fragile when it comes to drop resistance, and it might not be as protective. However, it would still maintain the shape, and it might be flexible enough to clamp over my phone and keep it held in tightly. So those are my two plans, and we're going to see what the vacuform availability looks like later on in the semester. I met with Steve Petzold, our resident machining expert, who guided me through the process of getting my parts vacuformed. I was advised to reinforce my parts with plaster because the vacuum pulled by the machine would crush the hollow mold that I had created. If I were to make the positive mold again, I would machine it because it needed to be solid anyway. Since I would be filling the inside of the mold that I had just made, I would need a new way to create a tight space for my phone to fit inside the case. So I packed the same resin into my personal phone case and used that to create a positive form of my phone. So I was just with Steve and I turned these two forms into these two plastic forms. And I'm going to have this pair of tin snips here. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it right down the middle. We'll see how that works. Once I had separated the two pieces, I could pour silicone into the outermost layer of the phone case and seat my plaster phone into it. I actually had to do this twice, because the first time I tried, the plaster sank to the bottom of the silicone. My solution to this was to use some popsicle sticks to suspend the plaster in the silicone as it set up. Special thanks here to Madison and Dylan for helping me pour the silicone and get the footage. From this point, the phone case just needed to be trimmed and have the final bends to form it into a secure unit.
That's how I made my pop socket phone case. I hope I've inspired some of you to invent something new and make it. Have a good one.